They were partners together, because they were both there for the same reasons, for the right reasons, to make America great. We have less revenue than we have expenses. We're spending more money than we're taking money in. News to Elon, regardless, I think we're just going to continue being in debt, and the debt is going to grow and grow and grow and grow more.
Our interest payments are higher than our Defense Department budget. That's I think, was the real wake-up call for me, was looking at seeing that the interest payments, the national debt, exceeded the Defense Department budget. And that was only growing over time, which meant if we didn't do something about this, then there won't be any money for anything. We'll just be servicing debt.
And you know how to read an income statement, and you know how to read a balance sheet. You've had some business experience. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just don't want America to go bankrupt.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion.
This is one of the videos that actually kind of sparked the feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. If you're living under the rock, I'm going to tell you that, hey, these two people are going at it. They're not friends anymore. He was appointed as one of the leaders of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, and he kind of no longer is there. And he's saying that this is not personal. It has nothing to do with, the EV subsidies being taken away because, Tesla is all EV. And he's saying this is solely about principle. And when he's saying principle, he's talking about, I'm here to make America fantastic. I'm here to make America great again. And Trump is actually diverting back from his promises. He's saying that all these proposed budgets are going to, make us spend much more money. We're going to be in more debt. Well, I'm all for making government more efficient, and I think that's what he was placed there to do in the first place at DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, and they did that. They did a great job doing that. So, doing that, going back and forth with, USAID and Social Security and, a bunch of money that was being thrown out to a bunch of people that didn't deserve it, or people that were dead, like the people who were receiving Social Security, or people that were 1 or 2 year olds. But one thing I don't think Elon comprehends, that even though our monthly or annual interest expense of our debt far exceeds $956 billion, which is the proposed budget for Defense Department, is that we have no other choice. We've been in debt for years. News to Elon, regardless, I think we're just going to continue being in debt, and the debt is going to grow and grow and grow and grow more. From $37 trillion, I don't know, we're going to be into 40 trillion and then 45 trillion and then so on and so forth. This is going to continue happening. We have less revenue than we have expenses. We're spending more money than we're taking money in. But in order for us to keep up this lifestyle, when I say lifestyle, the American lifestyle of making sure that people are able to live in this country in the way they are, we kind of have to print that money. We kind of have to pay the interest for it. We kind of have to get a loan for it. And it's going to be very difficult if we just say one day, hey, you know what? We're going to stop spending the way we've been spending, because that's what we're known for. We're putting in almost $1 trillion into our defense budget. And that's what we've been doing for years, since, Clinton, since Reagan, since Bush, since Bush Senior, since everybody. That's what we're known for, having a fantastic military. That's why this, the rest of the world is fearing to compete with us in every single way. That's why, Israel and Turkey and all these countries wants to, have our F-35 jets, wants to have our new and updated military innovations. That's the reason everybody fears to compete with the United States. When I say compete in a way, hey, we probably announce a war. We're going to wage war against the U.S. That never happened. When's the last time we waged somebody waged war on the U.S. And look what happened. Even though both of them are fantastic entrepreneurs, one thing they don't realize that sometimes you gotta, back down from something. And if you have a feud, don't take that feud public. That's the worst thing, because from now on, the public is that's gonna actually say who's right and who's wrong. You're not gonna find, these two partners, which they were partners in business in America, Business of America, Venture of America. They were partners together, because they were both there for the same reasons, for the right reasons, to make America great, to make sure we're saving money, make sure we're not, giving shitload of money to the rest of the world that's, that doesn't care about us. They don't realize that they have to address their problems within, because from now on, the public is going to be the person that's going to say who's right and who's wrong. And that's the last thing we want. Public opinion is going to be swaying, the future of America possibly. Look at this. EV subsidies taken out. Elon saying that the reason why the Epstein files are not being released is because, Trump has been on the airplane 7 times, and God knows if he's been on the island, and God knows if he's spent several nights with underage girls, it's just like taking out your family problems out to the world and telling them, hey, you decide who's right or who's wrong. You decide, is the wife right? Is the husband wrong, or vice versa? That's exactly what's going on right now. And that's the last thing America needs. But this is politics. And you screw people over when you need to stay afloat. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Trump and Elon, they're screwing each other over to stay afloat. Because if, Elon didn't say what he wants to say now, or he's saying right now, or Trump didn't say what he's saying right now, they would feel like one of them is losing, I am retreating, I'm retreating, I'm backing down, and, Elon is right and Trump is right. And I think that's bullshit, and I don't think we need this right now.